Hello and welcome to another lovely episode of Evolution Exposure. I'm your host, Brandon. This is the show where I share my favorite small bands with you that deserve your full attention because they don't get enough love already. In this episode, I'm gonna share a band with you that changed the way I look at music. It's the soul pop jam band called Melt. Melt is an ensemble group formed back in 2017 while the band members were attending university in New York City. They've got Veronica on lead vocals, Eric on keys and backing vocals, Marlo on the guitar, Josh on the drums, Lucas on the bass, and in my favorite section, the horn section, they got Nick on the sax and Aaron on the trumpet. So you may ask, how did they change the way you look at music? Well, I have a little story to tell you. So back in 2017, I was really into music, but only my little corner of it. Only alt-rock was worthy enough to be on my playlist. One day I was driving down the highway and Melt's first song, Sour Candy, came on my Discovery playlist. And I was speechless. I had never heard anything like it before. The vocals, the instruments, the composition, just everything about it left me speechless, took my breath away. It was almost like a euphoric experience that's really never been replicated for me. This was the first time I'd even considered liking jazz music or anything of the sort. I'd always hated it before that. And I'd have to credit this band with my love of sharing music with people too, because once I heard this song, I had to tell everyone I knew about it. I had to get the approval of my music major friends and everyone else that I knew. I had to tell them about this great band. I'd also credit them with my love of brass instruments because I'd never really heard them in a song before this. This song also struck a chord with a lot of other people too because it hit number 5 on the US Billboard viral charts and number 6 here in Canada. For the next few years, they gave us a few singles. In 2017, they released Inside, which is more of the same greatness as Sour Candy. In 2018, they gave us Oh Brother, which was a bit of a departure from what they had been doing in the past. Veronica's powerful vocals stepped out of the way for Eric's more laid-back, silky smooth sound. It was a much more intimate song than what we were used to with them. 2019 brought us their 4th single called Stupid in Love. It's a very slow jam duet-like experience which features Eric and Veronica's vocals. It's honestly not my favorite of their work, but it's the closest they've come to replicating the success of Sour Candy, so I do appreciate it for that aspect. In early 2020, we took a trip back to Melt's roots with the single Shy. It's a beautiful explosion of jazz and soul sounds. It does an excellent job of showcasing Veronica's unreal voice talent, and the rest of the band is killing it on this track too. The horn section goes crazy. Marlo absolutely shreds the guitar. It really is just a great track. And just last week they finally released their very first EP. It's called West Side Highway and it features 6 incredible songs, a couple of which have already been previously released, like the groovy tunes Hours and Waves, but that's okay, it doesn't take away from the album at all. This song is a much more laid back and subdued sound than Melt has given us in the past. It's less of the in-your-face jazz music and more of the soul groove vibe. But, you know, I feel like a proud father. I've been with these guys since the beginning and now they're blossoming right before my eyes. Melt really is a once-in-a-generation type group. I know they draw comparisons to other soul pop groups like Lawrence and Ripe, but there's some kind of magic that just sets them apart from those other groups. I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, but these guys are just so freaking good. So if they sounded interesting to you, please give one of their songs a go. They are so talented and deserve so much more than they have. Thanks for watching this episode of Evolution Exposure with me, Brandon. Next time, we're gonna take a trip right here to Vancouver for one of my favorite local indie rock bands.